Our next story, it's from Japan. And I cover Japan often because my brother lived out there. So when stuff happened in Japan or happens in Japan, it comes across my feed and I appreciate it. But there was an earthquake in Japan today. And with and I think now it's just hand in hand. Earthquake, tsunami, earthquake, tsunami. But how do we warn the people without causing mass hysteria and without having like the boy cried wolf effect, right? Like, what happens when we have a big earthquake that might cause a tsunami, but not like a devastating tsunami? But you want to warn the people. And then what if it is a devastating tsunami and you don't know how to warn the people? You see how scary this shit is? It's very difficult. The stories not out of anywhere. I gotta read the fucking hook. Japan's earthquake, the tsunami advisory. First off, this happened a couple hours ago. There might be new updates. And I have to say that because when I was reading the story, it had like update notes. So things have changed. It may not be a warning at the moment. I don't want to startle anyone. A 6.6 magnitude earthquake shakes Japan, triggering a tsunami advisory warning with waves hitting the coast and my son is jumping. Can you stop? Thanks. Appreciate it. 6.6 magnitude earthquake shakes Japan, triggers a tsunami advisory with waves hitting the coast and the warning lifted. What does this mean for the region? Will it recover? Let's break it down. Stories out of CBS News. Japan issued a tsunami advisory warning after it was 6.9, then you revised it to 6.7, but they brought it to everyone as a 6.6 earthquake. It struck the southwest of the country. The country's meteorological agency said on Monday that the public warnings to stay away from the coastal areas were later lifted. The agency initially gave the magnitude a... See, this is what bothered me about this story. They initially said it was a 6.9, so they were terrified. But as time went on, they were able to study it very quickly because the 6.9 to 6.6 is a big-ass difference, especially in how bad things are about to be. So they did revise it down, and the first order that was put out was actually a 6.7. Then they went down again to a 6.6. But it's okay. As long as we know what happened, the waves were like 3 feet tall. So it wasn't that bad. I mean, that shit could have been terrible. The NHK said tsunami estimated to be as high as 3.2 feet, reaching land within 30 minutes of the quake. The water descended at, I don't even know how to say that, Mazakazi Point, measuring 8 inches in height. Not that bad, but you never know. It's always good to be safe as opposed to being sorry and then, everything go down.